Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Tania Gustafson here, nutritionist and fitness coach with Fit Nutrition. And thanks for joining me today, whether you end up coming in live or whether you're watching the replay. If you find the information useful, please do share it with others and invite people to improve their health and make some better use of that knowledge. So today we're going to talk about detoxing, why it's important, and how we should really go about doing it. So a lot of people around this time of year, the beginning of the year, we're still in January, and everyone's thinking about all the stuff that they ate through Christmas and New Year's, and kids finally got back to school, routines are back to normal, and now lots of people are thinking, well, I need to start taking some better care of my body. So detoxing is top of mind for a lot of people. So I thought I would touch on that today. So why and how should we detox? We should detox because our bodies are like our vehicles. And our vehicles are what, think about it like our car, but except this vehicle is the one that's going to drive us through life. Our daily driver gets us back and forth to work. And we do daily maintenance on that car, that truck, or whatever. And a lot of times that includes oil changes, right? We change the oil. But when we take that vehicle in for the oil change, we never say to the place, just do my oil. Don't take the filter. Leave the filter. It's okay. Well, if you did that, it wouldn't, the good oil wouldn't last very long, and you wouldn't get very good results, and your car would, eventually try and start to break down. Things would get into the engine. It's not a good situation. So the same thing happens to our bodies. Our filtration systems, our filters, as you will, were our kidneys and liver and our colon. All those things collect and store and process and filter, and all the junk that we take in, whether it's by eating or whether it's through our skin or whether it's environmental, we breathe it in. Stress sometimes causes us to retain bloat and waste and things like that, different things that we eat, obviously, and drink. And it all just collects and gets in there. And then our body, we're an amazing purifying, detoxifying thing ourselves. And we're amazing at keeping ourselves alive. We just keep pushing through it, keeping us going. But in order to give us, the best health and optimal health and give us the best energy, it's good to clean those filtration systems out once in a while. So a colon, liver, and kidney cleanse. And it doesn't have to be very, aggressive. It can be quite gentle. It can be quite easy to do, and not one of those things. I do not recommend ones where you're just drinking something, some sort of concoction. I know years ago it was popular to do something like, I can't remember exactly what was in it, but it was cayenne and maple syrup and water and a few other things like that. And basically all you did was drink that for several days, sometimes up to a week, and you didn't eat anything. And that's really not all that healthy. So what I promote and what all health professionals should be promoting is something that is balanced, so we can still eat. We're going to eat lean, clean foods. We're going to flush our bodies out with lots of water and some all-natural supplements to help clean out that colon, liver, and kidney. So things of, things like milk thistle and cranberry and dandelion root and some digestive enzymes, perhaps a little senna, things like that. Those are very gentle and effective at cleansing them out. And so there is, you can buy all those products separately at your Nature's Fair if you're here in Kelowna, or Whole Foods if you're in the States, or wherever you happen to be. You can get those kinds of things individually and store them in your shelf, because they're going to be bigger quantities than what you're going to need, because you're going to get a whole bottle for it. You can also buy some pre-made cleanses that are out there. Just make sure that they do have a healthy eating plan that goes with it, right? I promote the Zen products, and we use the Zen Prime for detoxing, and it's all packaged just for 1 week. You don't end up with a whole bunch of extra stuff, so it's very cost effective, and it does come with a plan of what foods to eliminate. If you're going to detox, if you're going to clean out your body, even if you don't take any supplements, it's really good to even just go for a short period of time, getting rid of things like salt, sugar, soy, dairy, gluten, even some grains for a week. Pull those things out, alcohol, coffee, and tea, pull all those things out, and just give yourself a good rest, and then you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel a little lethargic, maybe a little headachy the first couple days, especially if you're a coffee drinker or a caffeinated tea drinker. And with that, I tell people, don't let it get you down. Don't let it go to a big old bad headache or a migraine. If you feel that starting to come on, have maybe just your half a cup of your tea or coffee, and then it's going to take that edge off. You're not going to go into a full-blown headache. You're going to be ready to carry on with the rest of your day. And probably, most likely, the next day you won't need to do that, okay? So just, be mindful of that. You're not going to tank your results or anything. It's not going to make anything it's not going to hamper your results. It's going to just allow you to continue and keep going. Now, if you are a person who enjoys, having their nightly glass of wine, or you have a couple extra drinks on the weekend and you're drinking maybe, 4+ more drinks, alcoholic drinks a week, then it's really good and really beneficial to actually detox for 2 weeks, okay? And then you're going to flush everything all out. Also, for those people who are doing detox reasons, not just for maintenance for health, but are starting a weight loss plan, if you're doing a detox and a cleanse for weight loss and you need to lose greater than 40 or 50 pounds, then I do recommend doing a cleanse for at least 2 weeks, okay? Now, that being said, it doesn't, you don't have to do 2 weeks. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming, I'm not even going to start it. No. Okay, start with the 1 week and see how you go. You'd be surprised how easy it is to do when you're doing it properly, when you have good foods to eat, when you're eating your PFCs every 3, so your proteins, fats, and carbs. Those of you who've joined in with me before know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to deviate a little bit for all the newbies who don't really know what that's talking about. So your PFCs every 3, right? Is our little rhyme, and that means your proteins, fats, and carbs. So along with whether you're detoxing, whether you're just going about your day, whether you're, got a really great exercise program going, whether you're training to be an athlete, whether you're a mom with little kids, whether you have a kid athlete, or whether you're an elderly person, this is the way our bodies were designed to process and metabolize and optimize our food. Think about when we were a baby, or any of you out there that have children. When your babies were born, right away they were hungry, right? And even after, every time they woke up from a nap, they wanted to eat right away. And they would eat a balance of a protein, a fat, and a carb, because that's exactly what's in breast milk or exactly what's in formula. And then as soon as they, got to where they were satisfied, they'd stop. And then they'd go back to sleep or do whatever. And then about 3 hours later or so, give or take, they would be hungry again. And they'd want to eat again. And they would eat that same balance of a protein, fat, and a carb. So our bodies haven't changed on the inside. Society's changed on the outside in their way, what they have decided that how people should be eating. So because our bodies haven't changed the way that we metabolize food on the inside, we just got bigger. Then if we go back to feeding it that way, excuse me, and think about our proteins, fats, and carbs every time we eat, you can call them meals, you can call them snacks, you can call them eating times, you can call them whatever you want. But if you think about doing that within that hour of when you get up, so that your blood sugar does not plummet. If you don't want your blood sugar to plummet, you want to keep your blood sugar in that space of time, or space between 80 and 120 for your blood sugar numbers. If you're a diabetic, you would know that. If you're not, you don't even have to know that. But just know that if you eat within that first hour when you get up, that your blood sugar is not going to plummet down really low, because when it does, you're effectively burning muscle. And then you take too long to eat, you eat too much, your blood sugar spikes, you store fat. So we want to avoid that. We want to just eat right when you get up within that first hour, and then every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day, up until about an hour and a half before you go to bed. So don't listen to people if they're telling you don't eat after 6. I mean, unless you're going to bed at 8 o'clock. Some people do because they get up super early depending on their shift. But you're going to want to follow that pattern. So it's not about, oh, how many meals do I have to eat today? It's about how many hours am I awake, because that determines how long I need to fuel my body. If we go back to the analogy of a car, cars are a vehicle. Well, our bodies are a vehicle for life. So you think about your car, it takes much more gas to drive to Vancouver from Kelowna here than it does to drive to Lake Country. So those of you tuning in from other places, that's, like a 5-hour drive as opposed to a half an hour or 20-minute drive. So, think about your body that way. If you're getting up early in the morning and staying up till late at night, you're going to need more meals to fuel your day. If you're sleeping in on the weekend and then having a lazy evening, go to bed early, then you're going to need fewer meals, because you're not up long enough, you're not up as long to need that fuel to keep going. But just know that as we're sleeping, that's our fasting time. We're sleeping all night long. So when you're eating that first meal of the day, we call it breakfast for a reason. It breaks the fast. So fasting isn't necessary to do consciously. We're already doing that. So going back to the detoxing, why would we want to do that? Like I said, we want to do that because our bodies are like our vehicles, just like our car. We take the car in for the oil change, we get them to change the filter. Otherwise, it's detrimental to the engine and all the other parts. Same with our body. As we're putting lean, clean foods into our body and flushing ourselves out with lots of water, that's very helpful. It's even more beneficial if we can get on this plan of doing a detox every once in a while. So, maybe a couple times a year is a great idea. Or if you're on a vacation, you come back and you've just totally eaten a whole bunch of things you wouldn't normally do, or you've had way more alcohol than you normally would, or we've just come out of Christmas and wow, we've eaten and drank and had so many candies and all that kind of stuff that you're just feeling a little blah, that's a really good time to think about doing a detox. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It shouldn't be anything crazy. It should be something that makes sense. It should be something that cleans out and detoxifies and cleanses your colon, liver, and kidney using natural supplements such as your milk thistle, your cranberry, your dandelion root, and some digestive enzymes. And when we do that, along with eating our PFCs every 3, and maintaining that and eliminating foods that cause our bodies to retain the bloat and waste like we talked about, then you're going to get this amazing result. Feel energized. You won't get that 2 o'clock in the afternoon slump, you know, where everyone's heading for Starbucks. So just watch. Right now is around lunchtime. If you pop into Starbucks around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, hugely busy, and people are like, oh, yawning at their desks because they're experiencing that afternoon crash. If they haven't been feeling their body consistently throughout the day, that's what happens, you know, so we want to avoid that. And detoxing is just going to get rid of all the sludge in there, allowing our body to just optimize the food that we put in and work that much better. So as I said, you can buy those supplements individually, the ones I listed. You can also go to my website, fuelignitethrive.com, take a look at a few things there. And if you have any questions, you can message me and I'll be happy to help you out, because the product that I use is called Zen Prime, and we get that from the States. It's a little bit more convoluted to get it in Canada, but it is a really good way to get going and to help your body to cleanse and effectively without having a whole bunch of extra products left on your shelf. And there is an eating plan that comes with that, so we want to be mindful of that. So today, that's what we talked about, was detoxing. Why and when should we do it? And if you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will definitely answer them after we get offline here. And if you found the comments or the content interesting or helpful to somebody else, please do share it with them. And I'll see you back here again next Wednesday about the same time. My name is Tania Gustafson. You can find some more information at fuelignitethrive.com. And if you'd like to up-level your health, if you want to be a health champion in 2018, if you want to get lean and mean and start your metabolism fired up, join our 8 Weeks is All It Takes group on Facebook. 8, like the digit. 8 weeks is all it takes. It's a free group. We have a lot of great recipes in there. A lot of people are already started their journey to better health, and you're just welcome to join in and observe, or join in along with, get started on whatever level that you're wanting to get started. There's a pin post at the top, has a whole bunch of information, free stuff on how to get started. So thanks for joining in. If you're live, thank you guys for joining. Love to see all the people joining in. If you're watching the replay, kudos to you. Thanks a lot for investing in your health. We'll see you next week and talk to you later. Bye.